everybody. It's Paul Feuerstein, Editor-in-Chief of Dentistry Today. And I am here today with Brad Pingle, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing of Bien-Air. What is Bien-Air? Well, we'll talk about Bien-Air. Brad, how long have you been working with Bien-Air, and how long have you been in the business here in dentistry?
Yeah, so I've been in the business of dentistry for over 13 years. Majority of that time was on the distribution side, with Henry Schein as a regional manager, and then also director of emerging markets for about a year or so before I joined Bien-Air back in January of this year. So it's only been about 10 months now. Yeah.
Well, you're with a great bunch of people. It's a family-run business. I mean, I've worked with this company and as a customer, and also as a KOL with them. Great people, and good Swiss chocolates that they have too. Really good.
Great Swiss chocolates. They don't make a bad Swiss watch either. So yes,
yeah. Actually, the headquarters are right down the street from Rolex.
They are. Yes, absolutely.
So anyway, let's get to the point. So I switched over I was trained in school on air handpieces, and there was this big thing about, well, you should be using electric, and it's like, wow, it's really expensive and this big deal. And this is one of those deals, and then you can say, once you go there, you say, wow, what was it? How was it ever working? So for me, let me just say, as a clinician, it's, first of all, the burrs are concentric. They don't wiggle or wobble or anything like that. That's one of the things you have to learn. It doesn't die when you're hitting enamel. It just keeps going. But the thing that's the best for me is I can vary the speed as I'm working. So I can do my major preparation. It's like roughing out something with a piece of wood. You rough it out, and you dial it way down. I can go down to like 10 RPMs if I want to, polish my margins. So especially in the digital world now, my margins are shining. I mean, they're beautifully shining, like my bevels and everything. So that's where electrics come in. I will say I do have a wonderful air handpiece from you also called Tornado, which is also a fantastic piece of equipment. So I sometimes play back and forth off of them, and there's certain situations that I actually like the air better than the electric in certain odd situations. But anyway, I thought they were great. They run all the time. You have this little attachment that goes on. You have a high speed, a slow speed, what do you call the long thinning one? Where you put the long.
Yeah, the straight. Yes.
But you came up with a whole new series. So you came up with something called the Nova series. So let's talk about that a little bit, what the differences are, which I'd rather have you tell, and I'll just interrupt you a little bit as you go along. And we picked it as one of the top 100 products in dentistry today. I mean, it is cool. So let's talk about that first. Yeah.
No, thank you for saying that. Yeah, we are prideful of our Nova handpiece, but especially when it's paired with the MX2 micromotor. Really, the micromotor is that's where that magic happens. When that MX2 plus micromotor, it's got some specific software in it that makes it run specifically to utilize it for slow speed procedures just as well as high speed. So that's really one of the unique features. Like you said, to be able to turn those RPMs down, maintain consistent torque. We really one of the things we want to highlight with the product and features itself are fantastic quality Swiss product, as you mentioned, but really how do we utilize that into an operational workflow for dentists, and how do we create an ROI for handpieces, right? In a way, and the ability to use one single, what we call an all speed handpiece, our 1 to 5 contra angle, turn down the RPMs. All you would need to do is really change out the latch type burr and use friction grip burrs, and they make most of those burrs in friction grip now. You can do caries removal. You can even go down and do polishing with one handpiece attachment. So when you look at how many handpieces you need per operatory, limiting that is really an ideal solution for the customer, right? For the end user, not only for the upfront investment, but also the more handpieces you have, the more chances for service. And we want to reduce the amount of downtime in an office and really simplify the life of a working dentist, right? And simplify the operations of the operatory. And so we're excited about that the power of that micromotor combined with our 1 to 5. It really does have a unique differentiation in the market.
So a couple of things. We do have a latch attachment, which is fine because I have certain polishing things from different companies that we use,
Yep.
discs, finishing discs, things like that. And it's even I can run that 1 RPM. So that's pretty good. And the straight handpiece also, obviously. So you can have all these attachments. I guess you couldn't you can't use you can't use a giant long bar in your Nova, but in any case, it's all there if you want it, but you really don't need all those things if you're just using, as you said, one handpiece for the whole thing. The other thing I found with the Nova, two things about that and the micromotor, it's smaller in form.
Yes.
So you have a little bit easier to get around in certain places. The balance is amazing.
The weight, you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. The weight and the balancing. Two of the objections we get, right, are they're a little costly, and they're heavy, right? Yeah. And they are. When you have an air-driven handpiece in one hand and an electric handpiece in the other, and you weigh them, you're going to see that the electric handpiece is heavier. But I challenge that the doctors to hook it up to their hose with their motor, with the attachment, and hold it in their hand and really understand the balance of not having to feather an air-driven handpiece and actually use it to mill the crown or the getting through the carriage reduction or whatever the case may be. The ergonomics of it and the balance that we've been able to accomplish with these handpieces, it's really remarkable. So that's one of those. I don't want to call it a myth, but one of those things we would like to get over. If you just use it in your hand and try it, I think the end user will have a great experience with it and see that it actually feels a little bit lighter than their air-driven handpieces. That
it's the way it sits in your hand. And also, I don't give anything away here, but it's also works very well with people with smaller hands. Let's just mention that.
It does, yeah. Extremely slim neck, extremely small head, and from the end of the attachment to the end of the motor, it's the smallest compact handpiece with the Nova Micro Series on the market. So we're very prideful of that, and yes. I would say over half of the graduates that are coming out of universities, are women, and the hands are a little smaller, and we want to make sure that they're taking care of with a quality product and something that works well for them and everyone. So we have standard length and Micro Series. Yeah.
So you mentioned schools. Do any dental schools use this handpiece? I'm just being smart ass on this one.
We certainly have some foundational success on the university side of our business, and we are again very proud of that. We've really focused a lot of our time, attention, efforts, and investment into having almost 56, I think. Maybe a few more, but before the end of the year, out of the 70 or so dental universities. So we have most, if not all, are using our BNR electric handpieces in their D1, D2, D3, and D4 classes. And our hope is that they have a great experience with it. They understand how to use electric handpieces and understand the difference, right? And get an early education on what it would feel like air-driven and electric, and because we do feel like it's better for the patient, it's better for the clinician, and we're very excited about having that much success on that university side, and it's some great relationships with those universities to make sure that they're all set.
And that's a big deal to be. They don't just buy any old, they're not going on eBay to find the best handpiece. They're looking for the best handpiece that's going to be durable throughout school, because the students aren't as nice as I am with my handpieces.
Absolutely.
Since we're talking about education, we may as well touch base on what you do for education. You have some speakers, some sort of an academy. So tell me a little about the academy.
Yeah, we have created and started what's called BN Air Academy. Anyone can go there. It is a open platform education center for anything and everything handpieces. And our mission is really to take. We have, like you said earlier, we have great air-driven handpieces. We don't want to disqualify that use case, right? But our mission really is to showcase what electrics can and can do for a clinician in an office. And so some great resources on BNR Academy, from training, education. We have KOLs that will be, speaking. We actually just got approved for PACE CEs. So we're going to start doing CE courses through BNR Academy. And then we have resources, right? Like, the biggest thing is keeping Handpieces going in an office that invests in these Handpieces. So we have a lot of resources in terms of maintenance, servicing, how to prevent premature handpiece failure, all these things that they can print out and laminate, put in their sterilization center. And so we've really tried to target not only this. We created it for students and created it for the university system, but we found that let's open this up and give the knowledge to the dealer partners, to the end users, graduates, everyone, and it's really going well. And we have a great person, our director of education, that puts together all the content, and he's done a fantastic job with the process. So trying to get the word out about that and make sure that everyone knows that they can go there for resources.
So in the big marketplace now, we have different marketplaces for you to look at. I'm just curious from a standpoint of the company. So yes, I'm in the solo practice. I actually have a small practice with a couple of dentists in it. But what do you see in the big picture? Do you see anything in the DSO market? What are you seeing in the big whole picture of the whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, I dipped my toe into the emerging markets, small group practice space when I was on the distribution side with Henry Schein before joining BNR, and I really got to see some of the challenges, but also what they're looking for, right? And got a feel of what they are in need of. And man, it's really one of the reasons that got me so excited about joining Arthur over here at BNR. He has a great vision for the future, and we've established this program. It's called the Electric Advantage Program, and it really actually takes the buying power opportunities from the volume of these emerging market DSOs. It takes that as an opportunity to integrate electric systems into any and every operatory that they would want, if they are 3+ locations or more. And we would do that at no charge. That's our free good as a promotion. So that, along with a financing program that actually ties the warranty of that handpiece and motor to the entirety of that term. So even if they're doing a 4 or 5 year financing program to get their group equipped with all electrics, we will finance it and match the terms with our full warranty. So that's kind of unheard of in the marketplace. And so those two things, along with our discounted bundle of motor and handpiece attachments that we will finance for them, we think that providing the electric capabilities at no charge, and then bundling the handpiece attachments and the motors with this financing deal and a full warranty tied to it, we're just really excited. And it's really built off a lot of the same concepts we've used to win a lot of that university business and understand how to attack that marketplace. So we're excited to bring it to the DSO world, and hopefully our doctors out there will see the advantage of the handpiece itself, and then the efficiency and the ROI of using this program to get electric ready.
Yeah, and also electrics, and you've been very early on the whole process of this. You can also have computers involved with these things and figuring out, for example, in endodontics and in surgery, different sort of computer programs that embed. I don't want to explain how the whole thing works, but embed into the handpieces also, which is really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. We have some things coming in the future that are certainly going to tie in technology with what we do on the mechanical engineering of our handpieces. So we're very excited about the future. I've come over to this company, and I feel just so much opportunity in allowing our end users, our doctors, to use these handpieces that I think has been a little bit underplayed outside of the university system. Yeah. So I think my job is to get the excitement rolling on what we call the dealer side of the business, and get all of your private practice and DSO businesses to understand what type of quality product we have, and then also how we can be competitive with this Electric Advantage program to really get them started with electrics at a very low investment and stretched out monthly payment investment type of vehicle.
Well, your enthusiasm is amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I really am. I think there's a lot of opportunity.
That makes me feel better. So if people want more information, can they contact you personally?
Yeah, absolutely. Contact me personally, brad.pingle at bnair.com. And then also I advise anybody interested to visit our headquarters website. It's just www.bnair.com. And then, like I said, the BNair Academy is also a fantastic resource, to take advantage of. There's no cost, there's no sign-up fees. You just go into Dental Professionals, click on that link, and you'll have access to all the videos, content, resources that we put together.
Well, this is really great, and I think I want to follow up on this later on with some more. Let's get into some, do another little session here with some details. We can really get into some really cool details, although we probably have in the academy, of how you use this, how you use the process, and to see it. But I think everybody should have a chance to talk to you, talk to the company, see what's out there, understand why electric is such a really differentiation.
And one more thing, Dr. Paul, and something I neglected to speak on, but is very important. Another part of what this EAP program, but also just in general, the handpiece attachment is one thing, but the operating system is another, right? And so we are the only company that can internally integrate into any dental unit on the market. And so I think that's important when we talk about the efficiency of the operational workflow of an office. We can take our multi-specialty option, the iOptima. You can do restorative, endo, oral surgery, and implant from one iPad interface, and everything integrated into the dental unit. I mean, there's, you don't have to have the external box for your endo and your external box for your oral surgery. If you have everything in one tablet, right, and you can use just have a dual motor system for your oral surgery and your restorative, we feel like that's a game changer, especially on that DSO side of the space where they have multi-specialty clinics everywhere, right? Why have all these other options, when you can just kind of streamline the efficiency of an operatory and have everything at your fingertips right there?
Well, to be honest with you, that's why I did not say iOptima. I knew that was going to open up a whole new.
I know. I had to throw it in there. Yes.
I know. Let's hold on to that, because that's such a cool thing. And in this day of all the electronics and AI and all these other things, I think that's something to talk about. So again, let's just get in touch with Brad, or just go to bnair.com and get one of these handpieces. Just get one of these handpieces.
Happy to be of service. Thank you, Dr. Paul. Appreciate it.
Brad, great seeing you.
Okay. Bye now.